Now, there are a couple of important, slightly more advanced things
Actually,
about.
before we get to more advanced things, there was a question that was asked earlier. I think this would be a good time to make sure that it is addressed. And that is in regards to naming convention with C Sharp, with how you should capitalize.
Well, like any identifier, and I say the word identifier a lot, an identifier is a special concept within programming languages. With any identifier, including stuff like program and my local variables and even my methods, they all follow the same restrictions of naming. For example, if I wanted to,
I think you've made your point.
this is a completely valid identifier name.
And you, sir, are an idiot. Oh, sorry.
Well, and I can use this identifier name for any identifier in my program. So I can even name my local variables that if I wanted to. But obviously we don't do that. Although every identifier follows the same restrictions, there are special rules depending on what kind of identifier we're talking about that make your program consistent with the way the language is intended to be written. So we already saw examples, or we've already seen examples of local variables. And local variables start with a lowercase, and every word is delineated by an uppercase character. So that's camel casing. But with method names, we have a different naming convention. Method names should always start with an uppercase, and that's just how it is. You can see examples of methods. We've already been invoking methods quite a bit throughout this class, and every method that we've invoked follows this convention. For example, look at WriteLine. WriteLine is a method, and look at its naming. It starts with a capital W, and then the second word in it is delineated by an uppercase character. Same with readKey. Starts with an uppercase character, and then every subsequent word is delineated by an uppercase character. So that is the naming convention for C#, and you just follow it. I mean, I understand for beginners, it might seem kind of arbitrary to follow these sort of rules, but I can absolutely guarantee you that this is a vital aspect of programming that shouldn't be taken lightly. You should get in the habit right now of following the standard C# conventions, with the exception of private fields, but we haven't talked about private fields yet. But when it comes to things like method naming and local variable naming, that's what you should do.